This little boy was unwanted by his parents, who placed him in an orphanage right after his birth. A tragic fate probably awaited him, but something incredible happened. 16 years ago, Sandra Bullock, one of Hollywood's biggest stars, decided to adopt him. Since then, his life has taken a different path. So what is the story behind this fortunate boy? How has his life turned out? And what does he look like today? Watch the full video to find out. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to get notified as I upload a new video. Let's go on. Sandra Bullock is widely considered one of the most successful and beloved actresses in Hollywood. She first gained attention in the 1990s, but her real breakthrough came with the movie Speed, where she starred alongside Keanu Reeves. The film was a massive hit and turned Sandra Bullock into a household name almost overnight. From that moment on, her career continued to rise. Over the years, she starred in many popular and successful films, including While You Were Sleeping, Miss Congeniality, The Blind Side, and later Gravity. These roles proved her versatility, showing she could move easily between comedy, romance, drama, and action. Audiences loved her not only for her acting talent, but also for her natural charm and down-to-earth personality. Throughout her career, she received many awards and nominations, including a Golden Globe, a Screen Actors Guild Award, and an Academy Award. At the height of her success, Sandra Bullock became one of the highest-paid actresses in the world, earning tens of millions of dollars per film. At the same time, her personal life also seemed to be thriving. In the early 2000s, Sandra met Jesse James, a television host and motorcycle builder. Despite their different backgrounds, the two seemed happy together and were often seen as an unlikely but strong couple. After they married in 2005, Sandra didn't just become a wife, she also became a stepmother to Jesse James's 3 children. From the outside, everything looked perfect. Sandra had a successful marriage, a growing family, and an extraordinary career. Yet despite all her success, Sandra felt a deep desire to become a mother herself. It was something she had thought about for many years. As time passed and she grew older, she realized that this dream might not be easy to achieve. That was when she and her husband decided to adopt. The adoption process began in 2006, but it was far from simple. Even for a Hollywood star, the journey was long and emotionally challenging. It took nearly 4 years. Finally, in January 2010, Sandra's dream came true. She welcomed a 3-month-old baby boy into her life and named him Luis Bardo. He was born in New Orleans, Louisiana. His biological parents were unable to care for him, and shortly after birth, he was placed into foster care. At just 3 months old, his future was uncertain, but everything changed the moment Sandra Bullock became his mother. When Sandra first met her son, she described their instant bond in an interview with People magazine. "He's just perfect. I can't even describe him any other way," she said. "It's like he's always been a part of our lives." Becoming a mother brought Sandra a level of happiness she had never felt before. But that happiness did not last long. In March 2010, several women came forward claiming they had affairs with Jesse James during his marriage to Sandra. The scandal quickly became public, and media attention exploded. Despite the chaos, Sandra's priority became clear immediately: her son. She was determined to protect Louis from everything happening around her. Later, she spoke about how difficult that period was during an interview with CBS News. "So much had happened," she said. "How do you process grief and not hurt your child in the process? It's a newborn. They absorb everything you're feeling. My obligation was to him and to not taint the first year of his life with my grief." Shortly after the scandal broke, Sandra filed for divorce, and by June 2010, it was finalized. She had no hesitation about raising Louis on her own as a single mother. By then, he had already become her entire world. As the years passed, Louis grew into a joyful, curious, and bright child. Sandra often spoke with pride about the way he sees the world, with openness, kindness, and excitement. Louis was not only cheerful and playful. Sandra also described him as deeply sensitive. She jokingly calls him her 78-year-old son. Even at a young age, he seemed thoughtful and emotionally aware, almost wiser than his years. That wisdom even extended to giving his mother advice about her career. Sandra has said that she truly trusts his opinion. During an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel's show, she shared a story about a time she was considering a film role. According to Sandra, Lewis told her not to take the job. She hesitated at first, but later admitted that he had been right. "I just wasn't in the place that Lewis felt I should be," she explained, adding that when the film was released, the reaction was unfortunate. 5 years after adopting Lewis, Sandra felt that her family was ready to grow again. In 2015, she adopted a little girl named Layla. This decision did not come from Sandra alone. Lewis had always wanted a sibling, and Sandra later revealed that he played a major role in the process. Layla's early life, however, had not been easy. By the age of 2.5, she'd already passed through 3 different foster care homes. Sandra knew that raising her would come with unique challenges. From the very beginning, Louis formed a strong bond with his new sister. One moment, in particular, stayed deeply with Sandra. When Child Protective Services came to check on Layla, Louis became visibly worried and asked, "You're not going to take her away, are you?" In that instant, Sandra knew she had made the right decision. It was clear that Louis already felt responsible for protecting his sister. For Sandra, moments like this made her family feel complete. She once said that she could not ask for anything more from life. Around the same time, Sandra found love again. In 2015, she began a relationship with Brian Randall, a photographer who gradually became an important part of her life. He also took on the role of a father figure to both Lewis and Layla. Over the years, Sandra has spoken openly about the challenges of being a white mother raising Black children. She has explained that she does not hide the reality of the world from them. Instead, she talks honestly with Louis and Layla about racism, injustice, and how unfair life can sometimes be, especially as Louis grows into a young Black man. Today, Louis is 16 and Layla is 13. Although Sandra Bullock works hard to keep both of them away from the spotlight and flashing cameras, they are still seen with her from time to time around town. Sandra even allowed Layla to appear with her on a 2020 virtual chat on Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett Smith. Lewis is now focused mainly on his education and his teenage life. Sandra has shared that he is more interested in sports than in Hollywood and prefers to stay out of public attention. Layla, on the other hand, has a strong personality of her own. Sandra has described her daughter as very smart, confident, and outspoken. In fact, Sandra once joked, half seriously, that she believes Layla is going to be President of the United States one day. To be present for her children, Sandra has even taken a step back from acting, choosing family over fame. Adopting Louis and Layla may look like it changed their lives, but in many ways, it changed Sandra's life just as much. So what do you think of this story? Share your thoughts in the comments. And that's it. If you enjoyed the video and want more like it, be sure to leave a thumbs up below in appreciation. And if you haven't already, you really want to subscribe to my channel and tick the bell icon so you get notified as I upload a new video every week. See you in the next video.